orbital. What is the meaning of creating this vacant orbital? Let me see this one. How vacant orbitals. And let me see this one. Just a minute. Hello? Hello? बोलो बेटा जल्दी बोलो. Come out by 12:30 you come. Okay? I'm taking the class now. You come by 12:30, right? Come to chemistry lab. Let me see this complex compound now. Is not able. Now here actually listen better. The very simple thing it is. Now one SR, you just leave it this 4, leave it this 4s. Because 4 generally we use this one, but you will get confused if you see what 4 here. 4 you should generally we see this because the d black elements will start from 4th only quantum number. Okay. Now one s orbital is mixing, one p orbital is mixing. The hybridization we are going to get sp hybridization. The shape we are going to get linear, right? For example, one s orbital, 3 p orbitals. Leave it this 4. Now, in avoid to confusion, I am removing the 4 actually. 4 must be there actually. One s orbital and 3. How many? 3 p orbital. The hybridization we are going to get here sp3 hybridization. The shape will be tetrahedral. And next one d orbital. Okay, one d orbital. Leave it this one. And one s orbital and 2 p orbitals. So one d orbital, one s orbital, 2 p orbital. If they miss, what happened? The hybridization we are going to get dsp2 and the shape will be are going to get the square planar. In these cases actually, in these two cases, the coordination number will be is equal to how much? It will be 4. So with coordination number 4, with sp3 hybridization, the shape we are going to get tetrahedral. With coordination number 4, the hybridization, if it is dsp2, the shape we are going to get the square planar. Now how we are getting these hybridizations? If one d orbital, one s orbital and 2 p orbital, they are mixing, they will give 4 dsp2 hybrid orbitals. If one s orbital and 3 p orbital, if they mix, what happen? You are going to get the hybridization called sp3 hybridization. So in examination point of view, we don't have any problems related to linear. So leave it this linear. We don't have any problems related to linear. So only we are having what? Tetrahedral, square planar and octahedral also there. Here. Next is remaining also octahedral. This is these 3 are very important for us. Octahedral. How we get octahedral? In which hybridization we get octahedral? D2sp3 hybridization. You will get the which shape? Octahedral. So based upon the hybridization, we can predict the shape here. So if you get sp3 hybridization, tetrahedral. If you get dsp2 hybridization, square planar. If you get d2sp3 hybridization, you'll get octahedral. How we get this hybridization? By mixing 2 d orbitals, 1 s orbital and 3 p orbital. Definitely we are going to get octahedral shape. Now why they indicate here 3d, 4s, 4p? Why they indicated here? Let me see this one. Why they indicate 4 here? What is the meaning of this? Means which s orbital is involving 4s orbital? Which p orbital is involving here 4p orbital? Which d orbital is involving here 3d orbital? The orbital is what? 3d orbital. Therefore we given here 3d only actually, right? So this is the, isn't it? So octahedral we can also get with sp3d2 also. First, if we mix what is the meaning of this? What is the difference between these two? Anybody can you say? What is the difference between these two? Anybody can you say? What difference we are observing here between these two? D2sp3 and sp3d2. Vinayak, Vanita, Vaishnavi.
4d orbital is involved.
Yes. In this D2, the involved is what? 3d orbital. Inner orbital is involved. Inner orbital. 3d is involved. Now in this case, it is involving which orbital is involved here? 4d orbital. 4d orbital. This one is a 4d outer orbital. So we can simply say whenever if we get D2sp3 hybridization, that complex compound is inner complex compound. Inner complex compound. Inner complex compound. Most of the inner complex compounds will be diamagnetic in nature. Now, if I get what happened, sp3d2 hybridization, they are called outer complex compound. Outer complex compound. Most of the cases, outer complex compounds will be paramagnetic in nature. So that is also very important that we discuss in VBT. So what I mean to say is that D2sp3 involves inner d orbital, whereas sp3d2 involves outer d orbital, that is 4d orbital and 3d. Let me discuss with suitable examples now. This is only we discussing. If n-1 d orbital is involved, that is called inner orbital complex compound. Generally it will be low spin, diamagnetic nature, and in the presence of strong, this we will discuss how it is going to, so everything we'll discuss in the next one. If nd orbital is involved, nd means what I told you, 4d, nothing but nd. 3d is what? Why it is n-1? This actually, if you observe, if it is 4s orbital, n-1 d means what actually? Anybody? If 4s orbital is involving, n-1 d is nothing but actually 3d. If 4s orbital is involving, if I at nd, that is nothing but what? 4d. Okay. So this only we discussed already. It's a high spin, diamagnetic nature. Let me see what is high spin. Everything we get in the examples here. No worry here. We just discuss what is this high spin complex compound, low spin in the next slides here. Paramagnetic nature generally because of the unpaired electrons. Okay, that also we discussed that one. No problem here. Let me take one example here. Cobalt. The nomenclature for this one, hexaamine cobalt, oxygen state is what? 3. Hexaamine cobalt, oxygen state is 3. So the geometry of this complex compound can be known by the knowledge of the hybridization only. What is the shape? What shape it is having? Everything we get based upon the hybridization only. 3d6. Now tell me first of all what happened. Cobalt configuration. Anybody? Cobalt configuration. Remember D black elements, we discussed this one. Atomic number will be 27. Now in short, you can also write this 2 you can take for what? 4s2. This 7 you can take for what? 3d7. Now the electronic configuration of cobalt will be 3d7 and 4s2. But the oxidation state of cobalt plus 3 we need to take. Okay, in example, what they given, you observe this one. In this example, the oxidation state of cobalt is how much here? Plus 3, because it is 0. Valency here in this case 0 because it is a neutral ligand. So this definitely we get cobalt oxidation state will be how much here? Cobalt plus 6 into 0 is equal to plus 3. Cobalt will be plus 3 oxidation state. Right. So what is the configuration for cobalt plus 3 now? What is the configuration for cobalt plus 3? How to make this configuration cobalt plus 3? So how many electrons we need to remove here? 3 electrons we need to remember. All of you please listen carefully, because this theory is very, very important. After the class, don't ask me what is this plus 3, what is plus 2, what is this ligand. You just carefully listen to this one. Right? So plus 3 means remove 2 electrons from this one, remove electron from this one, minus 1 here, minus 2 here. So what we get for cobalt plus 3? 3d6, because it is very important. All of you listen carefully. 4s0, right? 3d6 and 4s0 is the electronic configuration of cobalt plus 3. Now what I am doing here, I will write this one like this. This is 3d6. Understood? This is 3d6 and this one is 4s0 and this one is what? 4p0, because we don't have 4p here. Then write down 4p0. Shall I write like this? You can write. We don't have electron, put 4p0 here. So 3d6, isn't it? This one is what? 3d6, isn't it? This one will be 4s0 and this one will be 4p0. Right? So now 6 electrons are there. You are filling, first of all, how you fill? First of all, first you have to fill half fill, then the 6th electron will be paired like this. Now how to get the hybridization here? How to get the hybridization here? Now the hybridization here, it will be D2sp3. Why it is D2sp3? Let me see, very simple. Now what I am doing here, ammonia, the ligand name here what? Ammonia, no? The nomenclature of the ligand is what? Ammonia. Name is amine, but simply it's ammonia is a strong ligand. Listen here, ammonia is a strong ligand it is. So in presence of strong ligand, what happens? The unpaired electrons becomes pair here. So ammonia is a strong ligand. So forcibly unpaired electron now become here pair now. Now what happens here? This unpaired electron come here becomes pair here. This unpaired electron come here become pair here. So what happens if we get like this? It looks like this. So I will write again this one. I will draw this one again. Again, I will draw here. Here only I will draw. This one is a 4s. This one is the 3d6 here. Now you got two empty orbitals, right? Understood? How we got two empty orbitals? Because this electron and this electron got paired up here. They paired up like this here. They paired like this here. So that is the reason you got two empty orbitals. Now how many d orbitals are empty? How many d orbitals are empty? Samiksha?
2.
Yes, sir.
D orbitals are empty. Now you write here D2 now here because two d orbitals will mix now here because two d orbitals are mixing like this. How many s orbitals are there, Samiksha?
1, sir.
Only one. So for one, no need to write anything here. If it is more than one, you have to write. Now how many p orbitals are there here?
3.
3 p orbitals. So now write a p3 here. Now hybridization will be here D2sp3. Yes, it is a D2sp3 you have written here. Because two only empty remember beta, only empty orbitals will undergo mix to give hybridization. These never undergo mix here because they are having electron. Even unpaired electron you have, they also do not undergo hybridization. Only empty orbitals, they undergo hybridization to give hybrid orbitals. So two d orbitals, one s orbital and 3 p orbital, they mix together to give 6 d2sp3 hybrid orbitals. Now here this is actually n is equal to how much beta here? N is equal to how much here? 4, right? Now n minus 1 is equal to here what? 3. Therefore it is definitely inner orbital complex compound. Inner, it is 3d orbitals involving, therefore it is inner. Now let me see here what happens here. Now how we got electrons here? I told you it is empty. This one is empty, this one is empty, and all these are empty actually. Okay. And how we got this one? One more actually we need actually, no? This is actually right. One more is needed actually. S is also one. Only 5 we got, no? I will put one more box here. One more box. Extra box, this is s orbital. Okay. Now how we got this X means actually, you see here, what is the ligand here? How many ligands are there? Anybody? How many ligands are there? Vinayak? Pradanya?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Radhika?
sir.
How many ligands are there beta in
6.
6 ligands are there. Now tell me, each ligand donate how many lone pair electrons? Each ligand donate
1 lone pair.
1 lone pair. So 6 ligands are 6 ammonias are there. Okay. So each ammonia will donate 1 lone pair. So 6 ammonias will donate 6 lone pair. Now here what is happening here? 1 ammonia NH3 is donating the lone pair to empty orbital here. Here it is donating. So shall I again make like this? Now here 1 ammonia is there. Okay. 1 ammonia is there donating a lone pair here. Second ammonia also donating a lone pair. Because ligand function is what? To donate a lone pair here. To where it is donating? So to central metal ion. Like this. Each ammonia is donating lone pair. Now we got a coordination complex compound. Because lone pair donated by one molecule and they are sharing equally. So it is called a dative bond, nothing but coordinate bond. So this is nothing but coordinate complex compound. So here what happened? Ammonias are giving like this. Ammonias are giving. Here one more also you have to make it. One more also you have to make it. So this is called what? Valency bond period. Actually. 6 pair of electrons, one from each ammonia molecule occupies the 6 hybrid orbitals, isn't it? So this is called what? Like this. In this way it is donating, right? I think everyone understood this concept. If you have any doubts, you can speak out now here. In this concept, if you have any doubts, you can ask me now. Do you have any doubts? No doubts?
No, sir.
Now, thing is that the ammonia is strong ligand. If it is weak ligand, pairing does not take place here. Let me take that example also with you. We take, if it is a weak ligand, what happened? It never takes place. Now, one more thing. It is a now one more thing. It is a diamagnetic or low spin or high spin. How we know this one? Now, if you don't have any unpaired electron. Now, observe here. Do you have any unpaired electron in this one? Are you seeing any unpaired electron in this one?
No. No.
No, definitely it is diamagnetic. If you have any one unpaired electron, that will be diamagnetic. Now, if you don't have unpaired electron, generally we call this one low spin complex compound. Low spin, because of what? Absence of electrons, it will be low spin. But if you have more than what, 2, 3, 4 unpaired electrons, that will be called high spin complex. I will show whenever it will get high spin, I will show this one. So it is a diamagnetic compound because of absence of unpaired electron, and low spin because of unpaired electron, right? Let me see one more example. Paramagnetic. If you take now cobalt F6, I will take now next example is cobalt F6 now. I will take next example is cobalt F6. In the place of this one, I will take this example now. Let me see cobalt F6 now. This one I will take cobalt F6 now. CO F6. This one is -3 no? All right, -3, right? -3. I will explain this one. Now remember all halogens, all not only fluorine, all halogens are weak ligands. They're actually weak ligands. So when you take weak ligands, pairing does not take place. Okay, we have a spectrochemical series is there. From that we can easily identify which is a weak ligand, which is strong ligand. We can easily identify that. So fluorine is a weak ligand. So first you need to know that one. It never undergo pairing. Again, cobalt is +3 oxidation state. All of you know this one. Cobalt is again +3 oxidation state. You are going to get same diagram like this. Cobalt +3 means 3d6. So again, you can place like this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6th electron you can put here. Similarly, what happened? 4s will be 0, and 4p also will be 0. 4p also will be 0. Okay, and I will take even 4d also. I need to take even 4d also, but that is also what? 0. No electrons in that one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, why I have taken 4d? I will explain later. Okay, right. Now, fluorine is a weak ligand, right? Now, in the presence of weak ligand, pairing never takes place. This electron never comes like this. This never comes like this. This electron never comes like this, isn't it? This never comes. It never happens. Now, it looks same like that only. Okay, it looks same like that only. Now, how many ligands are there? 6 ligands are there. There are 6 ligands are there to donate here. But where they donate actually? If you have any empty orbital is there, then only they can donate. So here empty is there. 1 empty is there. Here 3 empty are there. Only 4 are empty are there. Only 4 are empty. Now what it do actually? It takes the help of 4d orbital. Because we don't have enough number of empty orbital. Now it takes what? 4d orbital. Because in 3d orbital, empty orbital is not there. Why? Because the weak ligand unable to pair the electrons here. So electrons never undergo pairing here. So that is the reason what happens. There are 6 ligands are. For example, 4 ligands are there. What happens here? We don't need to take 4d orbital because here 4 ligands can accumulate here. So, but here how many ligands are there? 6 ligands are there. So that is the reason what I have to do here. Compulsory, I need to take this one. I need to take what actually compulsory? 4d orbital, isn't it? So now what is happening here? In the place of 3d orbital, now 1 s orbital and 3 p orbital and 2 d orbitals involved in the hybridization. Not all the d orbitals here. Why? Because from here 1, from here 3, from here 2, total becomes here 6 actually. Because there are 6 ligands only there. So take only what? 6 only. Now what hybridization we are going to get? From s orbital 1, from p orbital 3, from d orbital 2. Now the hybridization is called what? sp3d2. Why sp3d2? Which orbital is involved here? 4d orbital. If it is nd orbital is involved, if nd orbital, in the previous case what happened? n-1 orbital is involved. Now in this case what happened? nd orbital is involved. This is called sp3d2 hybridization. So sp3d2 generally we get with weak ligands. D2sp3 we get with strong ligands actually. This is very important one. Okay. Now what happens actually here? Again I am writing same thing. one s orbital, 3 p orbitals, and 2 d orbitals. Now what happened here? This fluorine will donate a lone pair. Second fluorine donating here, third fluorine donating here, fourth fluorine donating here, fifth fluorine donating here, sixth fluorine donating here. So now what happened? You got sp3d2 hybridization. Now once you observe here what happened, you are having unpaired electrons. So definitely it will be paramagnetic nature. And it is high spin complex. Why? Because what is a high spin? Because plus of for what? Each unpaired electron. How many plus of we can take here? 4 plus of you have to take, because one unpaired electron is equal to 1 plus of 4 unpaired is equal to what? 4 into plus of that you are going to get 2. Therefore, you are getting spin quantum number. You are getting here 2 actually. Total spin. Sorry, total spin you are getting 2 actually. So when you get total spin is more than 1, what happens? They are called as a high spin complex compounds. High spin means which are having more number of unpaired electrons. Paramagnetic because it is having unpaired electrons. So this is the thing actually. So again, I am writing here cobalt F6 minus 3 is what type of hybridization is having? sp3d2 hybridization, whereas cobalt is one. Cobalt NH3 taken what? 6 times plus 3 is having what type of hybridization you are having? D2 sp3 you are having. This is the thing you need to identify. You need to distinguish these two. One is having sp3d2, other is having d2 sp3. Both central metal is what? Cobalt only. The ligand is what? Making the difference here. This is the ligand. Ammonia is making the difference here. Ammonia is strong ligand, so pairing of electron took place d2 sp3. Right? Without doing also we can do this one. By seeing the ligand also we can do this one. So one more thing, and both will have shape will be octahedral. Remember, both will have octahedral shape only. Whether it is sp3d2 or d2 sp3, the shape will be octahedral only. Right? Now let me take next example here. One more example I will take here. We'll finish this one. This is the last one. We'll finish this one. Later you do homework. Let me take nickel tetrachloride. Here 4 ligands only there. Coordination number is 4. Okay. Let me take how to do this one first of all. Now oxidation state of nickel, first of all you find out this one. Oxidation state of nickel, how do you find out this one? So again I am explaining this one. Nickel. Write down nickel. How many chlorines are there? 4 chlorines. The charge of chlorine will be -1. Is equal to, the overall charge will be -2. Take after is equal to, the nickel charge will be here +2. In examination, they don't give the charge. You have to calculate that one. So nickel +2. First of all, we'll take nickel configuration. What is the nickel configuration? Atomic number 28. So this will be 4s2 and this will be 3d8. So I can write 3d8, 4s2 is the configuration for what? Nickel. Now nickel +2 means you have to remove from 4s orbital. So what we get nickel +2 configuration, we are going to get nickel +2 configuration, we are going to get 3d8 4s0. Now fill that electrons here. 3d8 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. This is the 3d8. Okay, this one will be the 3d8 and this one will be the 4s0 and this one will be the 4p orbital. After writing this one, what we have to do here? What we have to do after writing this one? So now we have to see whether the ligand is what? Strong ligand or weak ligand. That is we have to see here. Now see, all halogens, any halogen will be weak ligand. Cl is what? Weak ligand. So don't pair this electron. Don't bring this electron here. Don't bring this electron because this ligand is what? Weak ligand. Don't put this unpaired electron into pair here. So here no need to do anything here. We don't do anything here. Okay. Now let me see how many ligands are there. Only 4 ligands are there. Is it need for taking 4d orbitals? Need for us? Tell me. Anybody respond? Is a requirement
No.
is available here? Is it possible? Requirement of 4?
No, sir.
No. Why? Because why it is no? Because there are only 4 ligands are there. coordination number is 4 only. So when you have coordination number is equal to 4, take only 4 orbitals. 1 here, 2 here, 3 here, 4. So no need to take this 4D here. In the previous case, 6 ligands are there. So I have taken what 6. But here only 4 are there. So I will take here what only 4 here. Now what hybridization we are going to get here? sp3 hybridization you are going to get. Okay. sp3 hybridization you are going to get this way. So each chlorine will donate a lone pair like this. Each chlorine will donate a lone. Now, which hybridization it is? sp3 hybridization with coordination number what? 4. Two types are possible. One is sp3, other is dsp2 or sp2. Now, what happened in this? When you have sp3, the shape will be tetrahedral. We discussed in the coordination last year, previous slide we take it. Previous file we have taken that one. Tetrahedral it is. If it is dsp2, it will be square planar. Now tell me the hybridization we got here, sp3 or dsp2 hybridization we got. Anupama is there? Samrin is there? Not there. Varsha. When it will come when in exam, no, then you will feel that one. The pain you will feel when it come in examination. You are enjoying, but once it comes in examination, no. At that time you will realize that one. Now you can't realize. Now the pain we will get, isn't it? If you don't respond, what happened? We will get pain. But when it comes in examination, then you can realize that. No problem. Whoever listening, see this hybridization will be what? sp hybridization. The shape always will be tetrahedral shape. Okay, so definitely we can get here sp3 hybridization. The shape will be tetrahedral shape actually. Now let me see one more thing actually here. Now when you observe here, you got unpaired electrons here. When you got unpaired electrons, definitely it will be paramagnetic high spin complex compound. Now write down here what happened. We can write. See, this is the outer orbital high spin complex compound. Like this. So everything we already discussed. 2 unpaired electrons are there here. 2 unpaired electrons are there. So definitely what happened? Paramagnetic nature it is. Right? Now let me take next nickel tetrachloride. Nickel tetracarbonyl, let me take that. Nickel tetracarbonyl. Now in this case, the oxidation state of nickel, anybody? Vaishnavi K?
Yes, sir.
Now what is the oxidation state of nickel beta? Nickel oxidation state will be
+1.
अरे बेटा इधर ही है ना, जीरो ऑक्सीडेशन स्टेट. +1 कैसा आएगा मेरे को समझाइए प्लीज. Can you say what is the oxidation state of nickel is +1? How you can say? Nickel, right? How many carbonyls are there? 4. The charge of CO is always what? 0. Put here 0. Upper any charge is there? No charge. Take 0. So nickel will be here what? 0 oxidation state. Now nickel configuration will be 3D8 4s2. Now you take 3D8 4s2. This is important thing. Just listen here. All of you please listen carefully. The configuration we are getting 3D8. I am writing like this. How can I write 3D8 like this? 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is 3D8. Next 4s2. This will be the 4s2 like this. Next 4p. This will be the 4p without any electrons. Now CO is strong ligand, right? CO is a very strong ligand. So what happened? We need to pair the electron. How we pair the electron here? Now put these 2 electrons here. Now put these 2 electrons here. Now what we get here? Like this we get here. Is it visible for you? All of you, whatever I am writing, is it visible for you?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now,
Yes, sir.
now 4s orbital is empty. Now, how 4s orbital is become empty here? Anybody? How 4s is empty here? Vaishnavi VH?
Yes, sir.
Beta, how you say the 4s is empty now here? Because here 4s2 is there, but here 4s0 we got. How it is possible?
So the electrons from 4s2 have now excited to the 3d8.
Very good, very good. Very good. Now, actually, what happened? The two electrons are shifted to 3d orbital. Why? Because CO is a strong ligand. In presence of strong ligand, electrons will get paired up. Now, 4s is what? Empty, and p is also empty. Now, 1 s orbital and 3 p orbital. The hybridization we are going to get here, sp3 hybridization. Okay, sp3 hybridization. Do you have any unpaired electrons now here? No, zero unpaired electrons. No unpaired electron. It is called diamagnetic nature. It is called diamagnetic low spin complex compound hybridization sp3. The shape will be always tetrahedral. It looks like this: nickel, carbon monoxide, carbon monoxide, carbon monoxide, carbon. This is called tetrahedral shape. You can call this. This is called tetrahedral shape. This is called tetrahedral shape. This is a shape action. So in examination, what they ask, simply they will ask hybridization, and this is the magnetic nature, para or diamagnetic nature. So one mark questions only, but you need to make like this here. Now let me take nickel tetracyano. This one, if you observe what happens, nickel tetracyano. Now in this case, what happened? Again, the nickel plus 2 only. So directly you can take nickel plus 2. The configuration will be 3d8 and 4s0. Right? Now what happens in this case? 3d8 like this. Now observe this one. You are getting in the previous case. What happened here? The two electrons which are present here, they are shifted like this. They shifted here, but we don't have any electrons now here because 4s0 already, because nickel plus 2 oxygen state. So 4s0 here. In this case, what happened? Now tell me, cyanide is what type of ligand? Just now we got strong ligand. So presence of strong ligand, what happens? This electron will move here. This electron will move here. Now what we get here? Like this we get. Like this we get. Okay. Now I will write again. Instead of writing like this, I will write again. I will draw this one again. No problem. I will draw this one again. How we get here? Like. Now this is paired, this is also paired, this one also paired, because this electron entered here, because strong ligand entered here. Now this is empty, 4s is empty, 4p empty. Now how many orbitals are available here?
5.
Available beta? 5 are available, 5 empty are available. But how many ligands are available here? 4. Ligands availability is what? 4, empty are 5. So it will take only 4 only, but you have to start from where here? D. You have to start from D. 1 s orbital. You can take only what? 1 d orbital, 1 s orbital, and 2 p orbitals. Don't take this one. Don't take, because availability only 4 ligands are there. Now what hybridization we are going to get? DsP2. DsP2. If it is DsP2, the shape will be square planar. The shape will be what here? Square planar. So let me see this one. In this one, how they represented here, let me see this. In this way, we are going to get 4d, 3d, this one, 1d orbital, 1 s orbital, and 2 p orbital. DsP2 hybridization. DsP1, P2, DsP2 hybridization. Now, what happens here? Each cyanide will donate a lone pair like this. Each cyanide, Cn, donate like this. Okay, when you have nickel like this, this is a nickel. Okay, now cyanide. Now each cyanide is donating a lone pair to nickel to like this. Now shape is called what? Square planar here. So DsP2 hybridization shape will be square planar. Now do you have any unpaired electron here? No. So no unpaired electron, it is the diamagnetic nature, low spin complex compound here. Nickel tetroxide is diamagnetic nature. So this is about the nickel tetracarbonate. In this way we got actually everything we discussed is this one. 4 lone pairs are given and hybridization will be DsP2 and the shape is square planar and diamagnetic because absence of unpaired electron, it is a diamagnetic nature. Now limitations also, let me see. This is the last thing we take, limitations. It could not explain the colors, which color it is having. See, cobalt, cyanide, cobalt, amine, which color. So colors are not explained here and could not explain the magnetic data. Some magnetic data is also not explained here. Could not explain the spectrochemical series also, which is why, see, why you are taking chloro is a weak. Why you are saying what happened? Cyanide is strong. Okay. Why you are saying CO is strong, isn't it? Why F is what weak? Why you are saying it is? How it is weak? How you are saying what strong? So that is not explained actually. That is what spectrochemical series. It does not give any quantitative interpretation of the thermodynamic stabilities. How the coordination compound is stable. Why it is stable. So for example, if cobalt is having something like this, how it is stable like this? Something what happens? Cyanide, and what cyanide? How it is stable? Stability also not explained actually. It does not distinguish between the weak, which is weak ligand, which is strong ligand, cannot distinguish, isn't it? So these are actually what happened, the limitations. So limitations also you need to remember. Next, what is the hybridization of Ka2NiCN4? Is it possible for you? Try after the class, isn't it? Class, you try this one. Take this one, Ka2NiCN4. Okay. Already we completed, just nothing but it is NiCN4 taken -2. Just now we completed this one. Anybody can give answer for this one? Is it possible? DsP2. Already we completed. So this is no need for us. By seeing this one NiCN4, yes, it is what? DsP2 square planar. This one? One thing actually, when you have 6 ligands,
D2sp3.
either sp3 D2 or D2 sp3, right? Understood better. If you have 6, coordination number is 6, the hybridization may be sp3 D2 or hybridization may be D2 sp3. But which one correct? Let me see. If it is strong ligand, so hybridization must be what actually? D2 sp3. So this is we get for strong ligand. Now if it is weak ligand, we get sp3D. Okay. If it is a weak ligand with coordination number 6, the hybridization must be sp3D2. If it is strong ligand with coordination number 6, the hybridization must be D2sp3. So definitely what will be ammonia strong ligand? What will the answer now? Tell me. Without doing any exercise, I am not doing any exercise. I know only one thing actually. These things, based upon these things, I am explaining the things actually. So what will the answer now? Tell me. D2sp3, because strong ligand, it will be D2sp3. So no need to do. Now remaining crystal field theory, I will keep that one in the YouTube. So no problem. That will crystal field theory and everything.